Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In July for my TBR, I'm going to do the HRCYED challenge, and I'm going to start July 7th, which is the official start date. It's Stephanie's birthday from QWERTY. I will link the announcement video below. But the first one that I'm reading for, let's see. Give me just a second. I'm reading for Road Trip. And so, the first one is in Vermont, and it's The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. And this says, Casey Fletcher, a recently widowed actress trying to escape a streak of bad press, has retreated to the peace and quiet of her family's lake house in Vermont. Armed with a pair of binoculars and several bottles of bourbon, she passes the time watching Tom and Catherine Royce, the glamorous couple living in the house across the lake. They make for good viewing. A tech innovator, Tom is powerful, and a former model, Catherine's gorgeous. One day on the lake, Casey saves Catherine from drowning, and the two strike up a budding friendship. But the more they get to know each other, and the longer Cassie watches, the more it becomes clear that Catherine and Tom's marriage isn't as perfect as it appears. When Catherine suddenly vanishes, Casey immediately suspects Tom of foul play. What she doesn't realize is that there's more to the story than meets the eye, and that shocking secrets can lurk beneath the most placid of surfaces. So that sounds really interesting. And it's got now and before chapter breaks, which is really nice. And the next one is in Colorado. It's Credence by Penelope Douglas. I'm giving her a second chance. The first book I read by her I didn't particularly like. So hopefully this one I will. It says, Tiernan DeHaas doesn't care about anything anymore. The only child of a film producer and his starlight wife, she's grown up with wealth and privilege but not love or guidance. Shipped off to boarding schools from an early age, it was still impossible to escape the loneliness and carve out a life of her own. The shadow of her parents' fame followed her everywhere. And when they suddenly passed away, she knows she should be devastated. But has anything really changed? She's always been alone, hasn't she? Jake Vanderberg, her father's stepbrother, and her only living relative, assumes guardianship of Tiernan, who is still 2 months shy of 18. Sent to live with him and his two sons, Noah and Caleb, in the mountains of Colorado. Tiernan soon learns that these men now have to say in what she chooses to care and not care about anymore. As the three of them take her under their wing, teach her to work and survive in the remote woods far away from the rest of the world, she slowly finds her place among them and as a part of them. So that sounds really interesting. I hope I like it. The next one is the Strawberry Pancake House, which is it's either Maine or Maryland, I don't remember. It's in Dream Harbor. But it's this one here. And I'm not reading them in order, so there's that. As a world-renowned chef, single Dad Archer never planned on moving to a small town, let alone running a pancake house. But Dream Harbor needs a new chef, and Archer needs a community to help raise his daughter. Iris has never managed to hold down a job, so when Mayor Kelly suggests Archer is looking for a live-in nanny, she almost runs in the opposite direction. Now Iris finds herself in a whole new world. One where her gorgeous new boss lives right across the hall and likes to cook topless. Keeping everything strictly professional should be easy, right? And this is like the third or fourth one in the series. But I'm just... And then it's got a map inside of Dream Harbor. So that'll be fun. The next one is The Wrong Guy, which is set in Arizona. And it says, Ren Ford is the city attorney for Cold Springs. A job she takes seriously. Good thing she has great form of stress relief, a friends with benefits arrangement with the well-muscled and very attractive construction worker Jesse Sullivan. Ren's heart secretly craves more, but how can she fess up her feelings to a man who doesn't want to get tied down? Jess is head over heels in love with Ren, but he can't picture a happily ever after. What would an attorney and out-of-his-league goddess want with him, especially when a flirty, cocky lawyer who screams money and power shows an interest in Ren? As the scandalous, high-profile split escalates from name-calling to corporate takeovers, Ren and Jesse must team up to find a way to protect the people in the town they love. And everyone in Cold Springs is rooting for them to figure out that maybe, against all odds, they're made for each other. So that sounds really interesting. I'm excited to read that. And then the next one is Bright Young Women, which is set in Florida. And it says, January 1978, a serial killer has terrorized women across the Pacific Northwest. When the soon-to-be infamous murder descends on a top sorority at Florida State University's campus in Tallahassee, the lives of those who have survived, including sorority president and key witness Pamela Schumacher, are forever changed. Across the country, Tina Cannon is convinced her missing friend was targeted by the man papers refer to as an American sex killer and that he's struck again. Determined to find justice, the two forces as their search for answers lead to a final shocking confrontation. And my understanding is this is supposed to be based on Ted Bundy and his killings. So that is my first leg that I'm going to do for HRCYED. And again, I will link the announcement video below. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and I will do my best to find an answer for you. I hope to see you again soon, maybe with a reading vlog. I'm not sure. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!